Welcome to Center Heist Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in the right hand corner. Muchly appreciated. Helps this channel we've created we've built a good solid channel that's been in business over 2 years now and have a good solid. We have a good community here as we take pride in keeping to the facts here. So that's what we do. We tend to not roll with rumors. So if you could share it with your friends and families. And also, if you come across the channel, please don't leave without subscribing and hitting the likes. And remember, leave a comment. I'm always interested in hearing comments. Remember, we built the channel on this channel that it's zero tolerance for rudeness on any of that stuff because we're all adults. So keep it respectful. That's all we ask here. All right, let's get down to it. What a night. Go Habs, go. This is a review of the Canes coming to Montreal, and usually that's never a good thing. We haven't had good results, I believe, in 20 games prior to last night's game. Wow. 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 So pleased. Congrats, Habs. So pumped. Uh, this was phenomenal. This is what you want to see. We need to keep seeing this from the guys. This is the same. Like I say, we need Slav wants to be successful. He has to continue playing this way. So this is all going quite well. Quite impressed with how the team came together, pulling together, and were pretty solid. Now, however, looking at the Canes, this did not look like the Canes to me. This looked like you would have sworn to God they traded jerseys. To be honest, this looked like the Habs before the Four Nations break. Major, I think that trade they made, unfortunately, does not seem to be panning out for them. Natchez for Rantanen, but hey, who cares? We're Habs fans, so it works for us. So just so pumped with the way the Habs played, and they played all into this game perfectly. All right, let's start with first period, 2-0 Habs. Second period, one more goal added by the Habs. Third period, the Habs add another one, and you get a shutout by Sam Montembeault, who seemed to play steady. But remember, again, what I'm saying, and it's not a knock against Sam, he had a good game. What I'm saying is this was not the same intense Canes we usually see. Just seems like there's something not quite right. Um, it just does, when you see a trade, Rantanen just does not seem to fit there. Anyway, Montembeault, he gets the win. Anderson gets the loss. And Slavkovsky gets the winning goal. Only took the first goal to do that. Nice to see. Nick Suzuki and Patrick Lonnie each had a goal and 2 assists in Montreal Canadiens beat in Montreal Canadiens beat the Carolina. I don't know who wrote that, but they really misworded that. Anyway, the Canadiens beat the Hurricanes 4-0 on Tuesday night. Slavkovsky, Lane Hudson also scored for Montreal, and Sam Montembeault made 20 saves. So that he wasn't really worked very much. That's totally unusual for the Canes only to put on 20 shots on the Habs. But got to also credit the Habs for playing. They were playing intense and solid, so at least they came to play. It just looked like the Canes didn't. All right, for the fourth shutout of the season and fifth of his career, Frederick Anderson finished with 14 saves. Wow, that's just eight. That tells you got 18 shots on him, and that's not a lot of shots. 3 stars. Nick Suzuki came to play, and good to see on Nick. He played like a leader. This is what the type of leader and what we want to see out of Nick. As he's the captain. This is exactly see him leading by example. Great job. 1 goal, 2 assists. This was a Nick Suzuki night. +1. Sam Montembeault, again, like I said, was a 2nd star. I don't. Yeah, anyway, 20 saves. Patrick Laine, good to see his game turn around. Goal, 2 assists, and +1. Isn't that nice to see? So things starting to turn around. Scoring summary. Yari Slavkovsky with a nice tip in front. with a shot from the point by Jaden Struble, who was set up by Nick Suzuki. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's how Slavkovsky has to play. He has to create havoc in front of the net, and he got such a beautiful tip on that puck and redirection on it. Beautiful. 17:37. We see Patrick Laine score, assisted by Carrier and Newhook, and an even strength goal. Nice to see. His 14th of the season. Urias was 10th of the season. Good to see. So this looked good. Second period. Nick Suzuki on the power play after they had a horrible showing in the prior power play. They just did not look good. So this was a quick response. Looked like Nick was pissed. And we like to see these guys pissed. They perform much better. Nick Suzuki, 16th goal on the power play, assisted by Patrick Laine, Cole Caulfield. Beautiful, beautiful. Third period. Lane Hudson, what an odd goal this was. 10:22 in the third period, assisted by Patrick Laine and Nick Suzuki on the power play. And it wasn't much of a shot. And truthfully, I don't know, man. I know they gave it to him, and Lane had a great game. But that looked like another tip to me by Slav. But Slav kind of indicated he didn't. So we'll go with that, right? But good for him to put it on the net, and that's what you want to see. So good on him. That kid looks so much better after Four Nations break. He's back to what he was when he was rolling. So that's great. That kid's going to be something special. So great, great job. Shots on goal. This was a really weird game. Neither team had many shots. 20-18 for the Hurricane. And in the hitting department, 27-21 for the Habs. In the faceoffs, 26-18 for the Canes. Power plays 2 for 5 for the Habs, 0 for 3 for the Canes. Penalty minutes 10-6 for the Canes. Giveaways 21. That's terrible. That's going to be cleaned up a bit. To 15 for the Habs. That's got to be cleaned up. Takeaways 5-3 for the Canes. Block shots 21-11. I like to see our numbers in the block shots department. Up. Like that's where they should be. We've seen Jack get a couple penalties in this game, a little more involved, a little wound up, and it doesn't hurt to have some intensity uh, out there as well. And it seemed like him and Jalen Shatfield had a little something going on, and so that's the game. Again, love the way Marty's keeping the three lines and not. That's why he's gone back to putting the second line together. Now, we know that Kirby Doc was out with injury, lower body, we're told. So we had Owen Beck take his place, and I think Marty really did the right thing by not messing with the other three lines because line one's rolling, and even though line four is not producing that much right at the moment, that it's quite a difference since Heineman came back in those two games. It's almost like he drags the rest of the Habs players into the fight with his consistent forechecking and hitting. So he makes up volumes in that regard, and it's so good to see. That's why I honestly don't want to see, and that's just my opinion. I'd love to see Montreal sign uh, Evans and Armia because I'd like to see that fourth line. It doesn't have to be a long contract for Armia. Keep it short, and it's going to be a big drop in pay if he's willing to. Now, Evans, it's a different story. Maybe they can bring it down a slight bit from what he's wanting with a little bit longer of a contract, like 4 or 5 years, that type of thing. Uh, so I personally, I want to see that. I just like what those two bring to that fourth line. They're so good together, penalty killing, stealing pucks, and when they're rolling, and with Heineman, what an addition! That those three just gel so well. And then what can you say about the Gallagher, Dvorak, Anderson line? And there was an injury last night with Anderson awkwardly going into the boards face first. Good to see that he kind of protected himself as best as he could. Looked like he did something to his back, to tell you the truth. But from the look of it, let's pray to God he's all right because he's been playing great hockey this year. Let's hope he's all right. I think he will be. Um, he's been dealing with some type of injury. You can tell all the season long. That's why he's been getting a lot of what do you call them, days off in the practice uh, area. So there's definitely something he's been playing with all season, but he's done a great job. And go Habs go! The defensive pairings played so well last night. This is what you want to see. I just love Jack Eye and Savard together. What they bring a little bit more physicality. I really like Struble with Hudson. Just seems to be a good little mixture there. I think Struble is coming along. He's not quite where we want him yet, but he's coming. Yeah, it's a good solid game by him. No end ifs and buts. This was a solid show by Struble and Matheson and Carrier. That seems to be a good pairing while Gooley's not in the picture. So I think for him being in the second pairing, that's where he belongs. Uh, Matheson, that is, and Sam played a really strong, solid game. Made some saves that were nice to see him come out and just take away the angle very well, quickly in some of the shots that could have been turned into something different. But again, gotta say, boy, that Canes team does not look good. They got problems. And I bet you they're severely regretting getting rid of Natchez in that trade for Ranton. And now they don't even know if they can get him, whether he wants to play there or not. They may have to trade him off. What a messed up trade that was. But not our problem, right? Hey, helped us. Finally, we get a win against them. So we'll take that. So great job by the Habs. Who do we got next? I was just overly impressed with the way this team has pulled together since that break. And if they can play this way to the end of the season, that's all we expect. And that's all I expect. Respectable hockey. Give it your 100%, and they all did. And can't ask for anything more from the guys. This just, and that's like I said. If Slavkovsky wants to be successful, he's play. This is how he has to play. He has to know he has to be aggressive on the boards, winning the battles, hitting and getting in the front of the net, causing havoc, and being involved. Keep those feet moving and get physical and use that body to cause some havoc. And so I think since he got the message of trying to play like Brady Kachuk, I think also they should tell him because I think he's got a little more skill level that he could be playing like Matthew Kachuk. So either way, if you play like those two guys, and or anyway, those two guys are a good way. If he could mix that with the combination of how Rantanen was playing in Colorado, but just does not fit in Carolina. If he can mix that Brady Kachuk Rantanen thing, and I think he'll be totally. He's doing right now anyway. These first two games, perfect. Do what he's doing now, and Slav is going to have some success. This is what we want to see. Good to see the kid took the message and rolled with it and brought his A game after this break. And it's good to see. Let's hope the Habs continue this onward. I'm so proud of what they've done in these two first ones now. I think we got off a little easy against Ottawa, where they had a depleted lineup. But hey, it is what it is. There's times we've had the depleted lineup. We just had better health compared to them this year. They've ran into health issues. Anyway, so great job by the Habs. Good coaching. Like I say, I like the way the lines were kept. Keep them that way. And I guess the main concern is Kirby Doc and New Hook for me, uh, where those two have just not lived up to what we expected from them. So it kind of looks like we overpaid for both of them. So who knows? Maybe Doc can do some thinking while he's off. And he was starting to come along, showing some signs. And New Hook's just you get him periodically. He's got the speed. He just got to learn to keep the physicality and win his board battles, and then not stand around in a defensive zone. And but he is definitely. I'd say when next year comes, put him in the third line down because he's not a second line player. We're stuck with that for this year. But Owen Beck did a nice job of filling in for Doc, and I thought he did a very respectable job. thought he took his responsibility quite well, actually. Quite impressed with it. Um, the only thing, for me is maybe that was an audition for. I hope they don't get rid of Evans, but like say you get rid of Evans or Dvorak, he can take over that role, one of their roles. So that was good. Great job. That's what they got to do. Now let's see what the schedule is. Who do we play next? We don't play tonight. We got the Sharks. Now, this is what we have to do. So we're not don't look as bad as we did the last game against them, barely beating them when we went into San Jose. We need to keep this intensity because we should be able to do quite well against them, and they have to. That, don't take the foot off the gas. You treat these guys like the rest of the league. Don't get cocky and confident and thinking, this is a weaker team. No, that's when trouble sets in. So if they can keep the confidence up and the get foot on the gas and everybody play with 100%, they should do well against San Jose. So we will see you in the review in Thursday's game against San Jose, and let's hope for a nice outcome because we're on the right track. Um, we got a lot of wins we need if we want to be in the mix again, and this is what they got to do. So far the start is good. All right, thank you for joining me. You've seen it here at Center Heist Productions. Um, Again, hit the like, subscribe, tell your friends, and share it. And we will catch you in the next episode. God bless. Take care.